afternoon. It's 11:45 on Monday, May the 10th, and I am currently entering grades and watching Judge Judy. It's just on mute right now because I'm vlogging. Just the typical Monday. We had a check-in session with homeroom at 8 from 8 to 8:30, then switch from 8:45 to 9:15. Then I had to do all like the random paperwork things that have to be done on Mondays, like submitting attendance for last week, checking emails, sending emails, and stuff like that. And then at 11 o'clock we had it was called a PLC meeting, but it really wasn't a PLC meeting. It was a grade level meeting with all the 8th grade teachers to talk about promotion. Luckily that didn't take too long. The team of people that is planning like the logistics of promotion were just filling us in on what the plan was. And that took about 20 minutes. And so now I have about 15 minutes before I have an IEP. So this was the Monday where I had to email administration a couple weeks ago, because initially on this day we had 3 IEPs scheduled, one for noon, one for 1:30, and then one at 2:30 or something like that. And one of those students was no longer ours, so we got that one taken off of our schedule. And then this morning I texted my partner and said that I wasn't planning on going to both because they don't need both teachers there. And so I'm going to go to the IEP that starts at noon, because I believe that student only has a goal in language arts and it's kind of on consult. And then she's gonna go to the one at 1:30. So we're, you know, taking charge, not that we're not allowed to do it, but just kind of like managing this a little bit better for ourselves and just saying, I'll take one, you take one, because grades are due tomorrow. They need to be finalized tomorrow. So I'm entering grades. I'm pretty close to having just about everything in there. I just need to get some things in from last week. And after that, the only other things that I'll put in there are the vocabulary assignments that I assigned today, which is pretty easy because vocabulary automatically grades it and I just have to enter it. And so that's good. My goal is by the end of the day tomorrow that grades are absolutely positively finalized. And at some point today I need to kind of figure out what I want tomorrow to look like. I think I'm just going to focus on history. I keep going back and forth as to whether or not I even want to start a story in Study Sync. I kind of need to look at it. I should, because these stories seem to fall in line with the Civil War, so I should kind of like dip my toe in Unit 3 so that next year when this time comes, or when Unit 3 rolls around, I have some level of familiarity with it, but we'll see. I know the next thing I'm going to do in history is we're going to look at the Compromise of 1850 and the Kansas-Nebraska Act, I think is what it's called, which are 2 compromises that were attempted to put off the country going to war with itself. But we know that those compromises didn't work. So aside from that, yesterday was nice with my mom. The nacho bar was a success, like I said. It's just one of those things that it's super easy, and then when we had it, we were like, these nachos are really good. I think it's just a matter of like getting the meat seasoned, but it's just so simple and so tasty that we were like, we should do this more often. So they came over, I made the nachos, we had nothing but cake for dessert and ice cream, watched the Laker game, but pretty much just relaxed and chilled. We got my mom a gift card to Nordstrom because she wanted to do a little shopping. And I got my brother and dad to do a couple things around the house because I needed some help with that. And I think that's it. I feel like there's something else I wanted to say. Oh, I wanted to show you what my brother and dad were putting together. So if you follow me on Instagram, and I think I shared a couple, I had these affirmations that I was reading every day. And honestly, I've fell off the wagon because my morning routine is different. So there's a couple left in here that I haven't done yet. I need to kind of get back on that. But I got this from Amazon. So it was titled Affirmations for Women. And I'm pretty sure it's on or listed in my store. But I wanted them to be on display. So I bought this frame from Amazon that I was trying to put together like weeks ago. I do believe I vlogged that. Like I attempted to start putting it together and then I just abandoned the idea because it started to feel too complicated. So that's what they were putting together for me yesterday, hanging up. So I have most of the affirmations that I've gone through so far hanging up, but not all of them. So some of them will have to be doubled up, like I'll have to put 2 because there's not enough clips for each affirmation card. I think there's like 60. So that's it. As far as the rest of the day is concerned, after this IEP, I am going to give myself a break, maybe. We'll see how I feel. And I know at some point I'm just gonna have a little light lunch and enjoy Starbucks because I like to do that on Mondays especially. And just kind of take a break because I'm so tired of sitting in front of a computer. But yeah, just wanted to check in. That's pretty much it. It's just the average Monday. I only have 2 more Mondays left, so that's exciting. So now I'm rambling. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I will talk to you later and stop rambling. So talk to you later. Break time. I think I'm done thinking about grades for the day. My head hurts. Tired of looking at a computer screen. So I just picked up my Starbucks. I'm gonna go home and eat some lunch. Probably take a nap. And then think about what I'm doing tomorrow. It's 2 o'clock. It's lunchtime. Let's take a test. This one is really good. Anywho, I don't really have anything to say. I don't know why I just took my seatbelt off. Let's put that back on. The IEP was nice and easy, very quick. Like I said, this was a student that was on consult and he did very well in the virtual setting. So he really had no issues with managing himself and his time. And the work that he turned in was good, and he's very good about asking for help if he needs it or asking for clarification. So it was pretty short and sweet, and that's always nice. And then after that, I just continued to enter more grades, and I've entered every grade that I have to enter, with the exception of leadership grades, which doesn't take very long, and I can easily do that tomorrow. That's just a few things that I need to put in. And speaking of leadership, I don't even know that there's anything else that we're going to be doing for the rest of the year. And it's kind of weird and very anticlimactic because we were supposed to have a spirit day this Friday, but I don't think we're going to have it because it was called Color Wars. And that would have been something we would have done if we had kicked off the house system, which was this big thing I wanted to do, but couldn't do it because it just was impossible to get that organized virtually. And then the next Friday, I feel like they don't have school or and then this Friday, Spirit Day, if we had had that Color Wars Day, that was scheduled to be the last one anyway. And so I don't even know that I'll be meeting with those kids again. And that's weird. I could organize a meeting to like say goodbye, but when I tell you the vast majority of that leadership class is highly unmotivated, I do not tell a lie. I would be surprised if I organized something and said it's just our farewell meeting if nobody showed up, except for maybe like a few. And I honestly think we're just all really tired of Zoom meeting. So I don't know that their feelings would be super hurt. So I gotta figure something out to like officially wrap it up with leadership. It's a disappointment. Like it didn't go I think we did the best that we could in a virtual setting, but it was nowhere near what I was hoping to accomplish because I really did think that we would be back in person somehow, some way this year with that class, but that just never came to pass. So, it is what it is. It's been that kind of year for everybody. this time last year, I was doing interviews for the new group of kids of leadership, which ended up being this year's kids. There's no way, I can't even imagine me trying to conduct leadership interviews the way I did them last year in the midst of teaching 4 classes a day. So my current plan is to do the interview process and selection process over the summer. I need to kind of talk that through with admin to see if they're okay with that and time carding me for that. And I've talked to a couple of current 8th graders that I have that are either in leadership or interviewed for leadership or are in a different version of leadership that I think are good judges of character to kind of help me with the process, because I felt like having 2 8th graders sit in on the interviews and kind of take notes and give feedback was very helpful, because in some cases they knew some of the students and had a better sense of who they were than I did. And it's just nice to kind of see if what your reaction to someone is the same reaction someone else is having, especially their peers, because these are supposed to be kids that inspire their peers. So that's the update on leadership. So I'm gonna go in here, eat this lunch, take this nap, figure out what Tuesday is gonna look like in my classroom, and I think that that's all that I'm going to do today. I don't have to cook because I have my leftovers from Saturday, and that makes me happy, as well as the sun coming out and me having the Starbucks in my hand right now. So the next time I speak to you is probably going to be to close out the vlog, unless something extraordinary happens in my life in the next couple hours, which I doubt is going to happen. A little bit of an update. It's 6:04. I did not take a nap, which I'm very surprised by. Came home, I ate, edited a portion of this vlog, and I've been looking since then. Talked to my dad for a little while, and then I've been looking at what I want to do for tomorrow. So tomorrow I think I'm going to do more language arts, because we only have like an hour block of time, and I definitely need to kind of get familiar with some of the stories and the units that I never taught with Study Sync. And I've been misspeaking. Unit 3 for 8th grade is not focused on the Civil War. That's Unit 4. But I think I kept thinking it was Unit 3 because a lot of schools in my district skip Unit 3 of Study Sync in 8th grade and go to Unit 4 because it does talk about the Civil War, which falls in line with the history that we study. And so I skimmed through like the passages and what's in there, and it's like Civil War overload, in my opinion, based on how I'm choosing to teach the Civil War and how thorough I think. I like to think I'm being in my approach to the Civil War. Like I would get like tired of the Civil War if I were doing that in history and reading every passage, or not, and reading a unit in Study Sync where it's only talking about the Civil War. So I'm going to try Unit 3 after all, which is titled A Moral Compass. So I am looking at the very first passage, which is Abuela Invents Zero. And the big question in this unit is how life experiences can shape our values. And so, me being me, I just have a hard time starting a new unit and just like jumping into these passages and just throwing a question like that out there without giving them like something to attach it to or making sure they understand it. So it's taken me a while. I think I found something to find a video or a clip that kind of talks about what morality is, what is a moral compass, what are ethics, what does that all mean. And it's been hard to find something because either they aren't really in line with what I needed to say for these passages, or they're like a little too over an 8th grader's head. But then I stumbled upon this channel, and I can't tell if this channel is made for adults or kids yet. I mean, the video I just watched and I think I'm going to use was very kid friendly, and by kid friendly I mean like teenagers, and it's called Sprouts. I think, let's look at the About tab. We make animated videos in education, learning, science, and creative and critical thinking to support our independent blah, blah, blah. So it doesn't really say, but I believe I'm gonna watch that channel teaser because I am now intrigued by this channel to see what it is. But I am going to use, where was it? Ugh. Maybe if I go to my history, it'll show. This video, Kohlberg's 6 Stages of Moral Development. And so it's a cute little animated video. It is several minutes long, and it talks about the different stages of moral development using this example of a school or of a fight happening at school. And then at the end, it gives them this study question that was used to develop these 6 stages and ask the viewer to answer how they would handle the scenario. So I think I'm going to do that tomorrow. Maybe using some chart paper and just kind of talk about the concept of values and morals and let them know that that's kind of that's not kind of the focus, that is the focus of Unit 3. And then as far as the passages, we're just going to enjoy them and discuss them. I'm not going to assign any sort of study sync assignment, obviously. No test is occurring because things are coming to an end. So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm gonna do, and then I'll do some more history on Wednesday. So, I'm getting ready to WALK Riley. I'm going to listen to another chapter of One of Us is Lying. Update, I'm on chapter 4. And it's getting a little dicey as to whether or not I'm going to be able to use this book in class, because the main characters are high school seniors. There has been at least 3 instances of like bad words, like serious bad words, like the F word, the S word. And there's boyfriend and girlfriends, and it alludes to sexual behavior. And they've talked about partying. Like there's a character whose dad is a alcoholic, and this character drinks. And his dad's an alcoholic. His mom is, I think, bipolar and has left. And so he's had a rough upbringing, so he's kind of involved in things he shouldn't be in, one of which he sells drugs, and he too drinks. So, I don't know, but I'm gonna keep listening to the book because now I'm intrigued as to how this book is going to end. And I'm kind of disappointed that I'm like a little unsure of myself with that book now. So I'm gonna take him out, walk him, and then I'm gonna come back, and I actually have to put my laundry away because I didn't do that yesterday. Yesterday was Mother's Day, yes, but my family didn't come over until 3, but I just didn't have the energy to put my laundry away. If you saw yesterday's vlog, I barely got a workout done. Like I just was going through the motions, and I just didn't have the energy to put laundry away. So I need to do that. So with all that being said, and a little update on my laptop, I am absolutely positively loving it. Very happy that I got this. No regrets here. I just ordered a sleeve from Amazon to keep it protected when not in use. I don't necessarily think I'm going to travel with it a lot to and from school. But I definitely want it to be tucked away in something when it's not in use. So that's been great. But I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog here, so that I can continue to be productive for the rest of the evening. So if you enjoyed today's vlog, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, make sure you do that. If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you follow me there. And that's it. So as always, I hope that you guys are well. And if you're not well, please be well. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good evening, or day, or morning, or afternoon. See you tomorrow.